Hey everybody, can you hear me? Can you see me? Is all right with the world? No, but is all right with the stream? You tell me. We are listening to a Porcupine Tree album today. Oh, excuse my piano. Boop. Called In Absentia. I don't know much about the band. I just know that y'all have requested a few songs of theirs over the years on the Patreon listening parties. And every time I'm like, oh my god, this band is really good. I should listen to more Porcupine Tree. And I never do. So let's remedy that. Right, meow. This was requested by Apolemian. Hey everybody, can you hear me? Can you see me? Oh. Okay. And Sin is here. Amazing! I know I always do these on the weekends and you're always working. I'm glad you could make it. Okay. Good. Let's load her up. You know what? There should be a hotel called In Absentia. 2 N's. That would be awesome. Okay. So I'm not listening to the deluxe version. I'm not listening to the remastered version. We're just going OG, okay? 12 tracks, an hour and 8 minutes. Okay. Well, are y'all ready to get spiky? Starting with Blackest Eyes.
got wandering loose inside my head. I got books that I never ever read. I got secrets in my garden shed. I got a scar where all my urges bled. Got people underneath my bed. I got a place where all my dreams are dead. Swim with me into your blackest eyes.
Wow. Okay. Whoa. Hold your horses. Hold your trains. Okay. First of all, this drummer. I'm sorry, I turned myself down a bit. This drummer is amazing. I mean, I've only heard the one song and the other ones that I can't remember now what the titles were, but you can just tell. He's just what's his name? Gavin Harrison. Yeah. Cool. Played for Kring Crimson. Okay. Wow. Okay. Loved it. It was the intro, which turned out to be sort of the connective tissue between the verse chorus sections, was so much like harder than the verse and the chorus, which had a lot of acoustic guitar and a lot of really like pretty floaty melodies and production elements. So that was very unexpected. And of course, like, what is it? Swim with me into your blackest eyes. Was that it? Which doesn't really, to me, match the tone of the verse and chorus, but I am sure that was intentional for some reason. Of course, you know me, I'm not like the most observant when it comes to lyrics the first time I hear a song. So I probably missed the entire message. But that is intriguing to me when those conflicts. I have to point out this one thing that I was so intrigued by. In the first verse only, or maybe it was the first and second verse, but it didn't happen in the later verses. There's a vocal that's being like half sung, almost just like vocal fry, really freaking low, as if it's like a harmony to the main vocal, or like a doubling, but it's like so low. So if I find it. I can hear any notes. It's just like texture. Do you hear it? It's really subtle, but I don't know. My ear caught it. I was just like, what is happening there? That was really, really interesting. And then there was the harmonies are beautiful. The chords are really, like, the chord progressions are so super pretty. It definitely reminded me of like a certain subcategory of Stone Temple Pilots songs. The ones where Scott sounds a little bit more folky. Like Sour Girl, which is just one of my best, one of my favorite, and one of the best Stone Temple Pilots songs ever, in my opinion. But yeah, some of those chords, even the guitar chords, like, let's see if I can find like that. I see if that is one of those sharp 11 chords, which I have an entire video about, is how like obsessed Stone Temple Pilots seem to be with this Lydian sound. But actually, I'm not sure it is that. Maybe it's just a seventh chord, but they also like seventh chords. Is that what it's? Okay, I think it's just a seventh chord, but it still has that vibe, this, and then. Wait. Is that kind of what's happening? Maybe it's a suspension to 7th. Yeah. Okay. All right, I got there. It's so tasty. But yeah, there's some kind of cool mode mixture happening here. It's like not a major key, not a minor key. It's something in between. Because it's like... And then, what a great hook. Oh my god. So this is like a Mixolydian moment. Sounds very magical. But then it goes. Right? Wait. Swim with me. And then it goes back to D. There's a flat 6. Anyway, it was great. Tight, so skilled, like really, really well produced, tasteful, you know, piano cover. You should see the list of requests for piano covers of things. And you know, honestly, if I had the capacity, I would just do piano covers of everything, but it just takes more time than one has. Okay, next is Trains. Oh, that is very nicely recorded and mixed.
Train set and match spied under the blind. Shiny and contoured, the railway winds.
This one. That chord.
And I've heard this sound from my cousin's bed. The hiss of the train at the railway head.
Woo! What just happened? feel this in 6/8. You can count it 3/4. Make a video about the 4 chord. It's underrated. They are experts with pleasing dissonance.
When I hear the engine bus, I'm kissing you white.
Dried up that vocal.
Hissing subsides, I'm in love.
Claps.
When the evening reaches here, you're tying me up. I'm dying of love. It's okay.
Oof. God! I'm gonna die. Okay. I'm so mad at my alternative rock radio station that exposed me to everything. That was like my one way that, I mean, I shouldn't, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually mad at them, but I don't remember hearing a single Porcupine Tree song, at least so far. This is probably like the 5th or 6th one I've heard, and I had never heard them before. And this was totally like the style. I mean, like, why wasn't this on my radio? Because I would have fallen in love hard with this music. Like, just telling you. 2002? It's okay. I'm glad I'm getting exposed to it now, but it's just, wow. They're from the UK. Oh, okay. Well, yep. Good old America. I mean, this might be one of the greatest bands that has ever lived. just saying. So, okay. This was that this record and their next weren't big on alt radio in the States. Oh, okay. So I should be mad at the radio stations. My anger was actually placed exactly where it needed to be. I'm just kidding. All right, so where do I even begin? I wrote down some notes so I wouldn't forget, but okay, in the beginning, this atmosphere. Listen to this atmosphere. It's like reversed something.
And I've heard this sound from
that adds so much. Such a great production choice. I'm all about that atmosphere. In fact, it's easy to fill up the entire mix with atmosphere if you're not careful. But wow, it sounds so gorgeous. And then later it's more like an organ sound almost. It's not an organ though, but it has that. Oh, the chords are killing me. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I meant to mention this with the first song too, but I think one of the things they're particularly good at is there's a lot of unexpected turns it could be rhythmic, it could be sort of an expectation you have about a rhythm continuing and or a measure continuing, and they're just like, nope, we're going this way now. Or where the chords are supposed to fall typically, then they're just like, no, I'm gonna just, syncopated jabs and things, but also just the way they play with meter in general, like they'll just switch things up on you, but it sounds very fluid. It's not forced. They do that harmonically too, though. They'll just sort of change directions, and I mean, constantly feeling like I'm on my tiptoes. Like, what? I can't even like sit down. It's just constant surprise, but not to the point where I can't enjoy it. I mean, so I guess it's not constant, because if it were constant surprise, you wouldn't be able to get into anything. You just be like short circuiting. But you know what I mean. It feels near constant. The chords are so pretty. This first part is featuring my one and only, the flat 6 in a minor key. So
Trying sad and much spite under the blind.
an A minor, and they have a little this beautiful like wiggle back and forth that kind of implies flat 7, little bridge. So pretty. And his voice is carried with all this beautiful like reverb and delay. It's very tasteful. Or maybe it's not now. Maybe it's dry here. Oh, there it is. It's delay. I'm a huge fan of this guy's voice too. It's just got that like classic, how do I put this? It feels classic. See, look, check that out. They bring in the whole band, not when you expect it. I don't know. I wasn't ready for that. I was thinking it would come in on the 1, but instead it comes in on the bar before 1. And then the chords. Okay, so let's do That's chord is not expected. And then it turns minor. I'm obsessed. Okay, yeah, they do like 7th chords. Oh yeah, I wrote down, or no, I think I just said it out loud. They are really skilled with finding what I would say are the pleasing dissonances, like non-chord tones or chord tones that don't fit into a triad, but they add color and flavor. They enrich your basic, they add more tones, but the tones they pick fall into the pleasing dissonances category that I made up. It's not a real thing. It's just in my head. I have sort of like the chords that have the like Trent Reznor is really good at creating beauty out of the not pleasing dissonances, right? And these are the ones that more people have a taste for. Open dissonances, or if you have like this note, maybe that one, or maybe that one, maybe this one. Anyway, gorgeous. So yeah, this part is just really pretty. Major, minor. Almost feels Dorian-like. How pretty is that? What else did I write down? Background harmonies out the wazoo. Oh yeah, so pretty. This was gorgeous. Oh yeah, this bridge with the banjo, which felt like 6/8. You can count it in 3/4. Doesn't matter. The difference between 3/4 and 6/8 is, again, just like a human thing we made up. But 6/8 is like two main pulses that are divided into three, like 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. And then 3/4 is pa 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 pa, which at the speed might sound exactly the same to you, and that's valid. Okay. And then what's the phrasing of this? Hang on. There's a lot of like, so harmonic rhythm is the term for, like, this is annoying me, is for like when the chords change. You know, a lot of, like, you know, a pop song might have the chords changing on every bar or every 2 bars. And that's the harmonic rhythm. And then you take something like Pyramid Song, where most of the chords are changing on offbeats and way, like, in weird places you don't expect. That's that harmonic rhythm. Da, 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 da. And it's also, it's not just the onset of the chord rhythmically, it's also when the chord changes to what, you know. Anyway, their harmonic rhythms tend to be unpredictable. Like, you can, eventually you get to know them, you know, you just listen to the song a couple times and then you can expect them. But at first, they don't follow convention. They follow convention just long enough to lull you into a false sense of security, and then they change it up on you. And so this whole part, even this feels unexpected. Oh, it's because of that. That's like this very syncopated accent that anticipates the beat. And then that fill. I just like when a drummer does like one incredible like triplet, you know, fill in a 4/4 song, man, it packs so much punch. It just, I don't know why, but it just feels amazing. That's good. Okay, I can't wait to listen to the rest. Let's keep going. This is Lips of Ashes. Ooh. What is that instrument? Oh, I forgot to say something. It's okay, I'll write it down. Is that an ebow?
Paralyzed lips of ashes, synchronized blue vein crashes. Touching you inside, 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 idolized, black eyes fading, you and I, connection failing. I drill down inside, 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 inside.
I wonder if these guys get praised for their rhythms enough, because why won't you stay up? Stay. Ah, there we go. They just, some people just have this natural, that was weird, natural sense of rhythmic complexity. It's not, and when I say natural, I also mean that it sounds natural. It doesn't sound overly complex or like you can't, like the average person couldn't feel what's happening. Like, I think everybody can feel that there's there's like this movement and there's this flow to everything. But it's, if you analyze it, it's like, oh, I just love the so that's in 4/4, but the rhythm is a dun 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 dun, which has a lot of polyrhythmic type feelings to it. It has this beautiful flow in 3 for a little bit, dun, 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 dun. And then at the end they started playing with it a bit here. Let's see. The higher one. Dun, dun, dun. It kind of, that higher dun, 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 is kind of coming off of what they were doing. There's something. There's this cascade that's happening between the main guitar line and then this higher little ostinato. It's kind of like coming on a 16th note or an 8th note right after or something. So there's this little it's creating its own echo, kind of. Very beautiful. Okay, before I forget my notes, I think they are masters at arranging. And I don't just mean that they know how to layer up a song. That's true. But they also seem to have this beautiful sense of when things need to happen. Like, listening to this music, not once have I had the feeling of I wish that went on a little longer. This is starting to lose momentum. Something, it's too repetitive. Something needs to change, and they kind of missed the exit. And so there's something that when I'm working with people on their own music that we talk about, almost more than anything, is the energy of the song. How is it? It's momentum, and it's dynamic changes that keep it interesting and keep it moving forward. Because music is a time-based experience. I mean, everything's time-based, but it's it's something that you experience over time. It is, it does have, it may feel nonlinear, but it is, it starts and it ends, right? And you go through it. And so it's like throwing something. If you don't have good follow through and you throw the ball, it's going to just kind of, land. It's not going to go far. So they're just so good at keeping this thing in the air, and you're just the whole time oh my God, and it's not necessarily they keep changing stuff. I was saying before, there's so many twists and turns. That's part of it, but it's also, you can take a song that doesn't have any twists and turns and have the exact same feeling of this through line, or this follow through is what I meant to say, of momentum, just because things are moving when it's almost like if you wait until it's just you're about ready to burst, something's got to change, and then you change it, it feels amazing. If you wait too long, you lose it, and if you change something too quickly, then you don't have any time to actually experience something. It's you're just starting to resonate with it, or groove to it, or get to know it. I mean, so much of good music is repetition, things that you become familiar with. And anyway, I'm on a composition soapbox right now, but they're just so good at this, and it's so emotionally and even physically enjoyable to listen to it, because I just feel I'm on this ride with them that is timed in such an organic way. I don't feel like I'm being whiplashed at any point, or I'm falling asleep. It's just so good. And then I also wanted to say something I've noticed about the way they're mixing his voice here, and maybe it's a thing that they do in all their albums, is that they're mixing the singer's voice almost a little thin. Like it's like doesn't really have the low end of his voice, and it sounds, and some of the effects they put on it, it's giving me those like 70s like folk rock vibes. Like if you think of, I mean, he's not double tracking his voice too much. There were moments where he was double tracked. And by that, I don't mean vocal harmonies. I mean like when you sing the same line twice or three times and then you have them all going at once, creates this really smooth, full, shiny sound. And so there was a moment he was double tracked, but he's often singing solo or in like 3-part harmony with himself. But like if you think about something like Simon and Garfunkel's version of Scarborough Fair or Don't Fear the Reaper, Blue Oyster Cult, those are all situations where someone's double tracked. So I hesitate to bring them up as examples, but at the same time, it still has that folky rock 70s vibe that I think maybe they were going for. But either way, it works so well, I think, with their style and with the sound of his voice. I'm really enjoying it. And then I think this song is kind of in like spooky Dorian. It's very spooky, and it also had a half step that I wasn't expecting. That was really pretty. Like the last progression here, where it's just kind of going. I think it was like B minor, and then A, and then it was this, and then I think it went to the E. But this. I was not expecting that, and it was really, really pretty. So nice. And but the whole thing just had this spooky Dorian sound, this like a that's such a 70s folk rock chord. All those harmonies. Right? And then oh wait, sorry. Wow, yeah. There's that chord again. I can definitely hear the Pink Floyd influence in this one. Yes. That'd be fun to analyze sometime. They had this one little moment that I want to point out before we're going to run out of time. I always do this. I go too far into the details of the first like 3 tracks and then realize like, oh crap, I can't go into all the detail, and then the rest of the tracks don't get the same treatment. And I don't know if I'll ever learn. Let's just leave it at that. It's spooky Dorian and it's amazing. Okay. Next is The Sound of Muzak. Well, except for that C chord. That's a little borrowed chord. The Sound of Muzak? Uh-oh. Okay, good. I may have heard this before.
Hear the sound of music drifting in the aisles. The elevator Prozac stretching on for miles. The music of the future will not entertain. It's only meant to repress and neutralize your brain.
Is it 7 or something?
Yeah, it's going down. It's going down. I know. It's one of the blunders of the world, and no one cares. No one cares.
You're right, Molly. The bass is really good. You can hear it better in this song. There's a little lack of bass here now.
Now the sound of music comes in silver pills. Engineered to suit you, building cheap thrills. The music of rebellion makes you wanna rage, but it's made by millionaires who are nearly twice your age.
That's such a good hook. bass is going to drop back in.
One of the wonders of the world is going down. It's going down. I know. It's one of the blunders of the world, and no one cares. No one cares enough. One of the wonders of the world is
Ride
going
Bell.
down. It's going down. I know.
Woo!
It's one of the blunders of the
This is like
no one
so many vocal tracks.
no one cares.
It might be like 4 or 5 part harmony. Ooh, they added a beat. Oh no. Oh wait. Oh no. Oh, I see what they did too.
One of the wonders of the world
Yes.
is going down.
Good choice.
It's going down.
Double tracked.
I know.
It's kind of.
It's one of the blunders of the world, and no one cares. No one
Is he saying music is one of the wonders of the world?
One of the wonders of the world is going down. It's going down. I know. It's one of the blunders of the world, and no one cares.
Oh yeah, it is.
Cares enough.
I care. We care. The drummer. Keeping that groove going while also doing these cool accents. Oh! It's taking that beat one away from us. I just want to watch this drummer drum forever. I would want to just watch him. I would just, no matter what, I would just watch. Just him drumming even. That's gorgeous. Okay, yeah. So we agree. We love music and we don't like how it's being treated. But here we are. We're trying to appreciate it in a deep, deep way. Okay. Also a gorgeous song. This one has very like strong dark vibes at the beginning because of this scale. Which is most closely I could fit it into a Phrygian mode. And it's not just the guitar, he also sings into the scale. You can hear him doing the whole Phrygian. And what makes Phrygian sound so dark? Well, it's kind of like minor, except the second note in the scale is even lower than it is in minor. So it has this weight to it. And it's not just that it's lower, it's that it's closer to the first note. And the first note is, if you think of it like a solar system, this is the sun. This note of this song. This is the sun. And this one is so close to the sun that it's just, I mean, it wants to orbit the sun hard. You know, it's right there. It can't resist the pull. So the heaviness comes from that relationship more than anything. In minor it'd be, you can feel it just doesn't have nearly as much of a tension. That feels so much more like intensely resolved than this does. That note almost feels like I can go into the sun if you want. Sure. But This one's like, I have to. I must. So, yeah, it gives it that dark sound. But then the chorus is not like that. One of the wonders of the world is going down. I think maybe a flat 6. Or maybe it's a 5. I mean a 4. It could be that. Really pretty. I could not even tell how many parts of harmony that chorus is in. It sounded more like 4 to 5 part harmony. And by parts, I mean like individual, is his name Steve? Individual Steves singing unique notes. So like if Steve was going like 1, 1, 1. Not like he would maybe not sing that high, but just for an example, right? That would be 4 part harmony. Even though 2 of the notes are the same note, D, one's higher, one's lower, it sounded really, really thick. Like 3 part harmony has a certain, I don't know, just texture to it. This just sounded like so many double. And then I also think it might have been each note was double tracked. So it just sounded huge. It was really, really big. It's kind of amazing, though, that with all that going on, we can still hear the melody. Right? We could pick it out. We know which one it is. We know it's not the... At least I would think that everyone was hearing, right?
One of the wonders of the world is going down. It's going down.
Right? Anybody else hear something different? Because I did have that experience lately with a Perfect Circle song, where I realized that I had the melody wrong all along because there were so many harmonies in the chorus that it was blue. Yeah, gorgeous. So I think this is in 7, but they do have this really strong accent, at least at some point, on a syncopated, like anticipatory beat that made it almost feel more like 6 plus 8. But either way, it's got this cool feeling to it. It's definitely not square, right? It feels more like a triangle. And oh yeah, also love it when they're in an odd meter and the drummer, it just holds it down with like a very consistent pulse throughout the changing meter, or throughout the odd meter. Because the odd meter, if you keep a consistent pulse that's not the beat. Oh God, I've gotten myself into the weeds here. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that would be the beat. Those pulses. He had ta, 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 which is slower than the beat, but he had that going consistently, evenly spaced throughout while the odd meter is running through it. So it creates this really cool sense of continuity to have that consistent pulse, but it might mean that hit is falling in different places in the measure, depending on which measure we're in. So it's just this cool feeling of being like found and lost at the same time. I love that. And then I love the sound of the ride bell. It's just really great. Multiple brains is what you call it. Definitely. That was so pretty and sad. And yes, I feel this. But I think, I don't know, maybe I can be pessimistic, I can be realistic, and I can also be optimistic. And I think I'm still feeling optimistic about music. I think if you focus on the bad shit that's happening to music, and especially now, it can be pretty depressing, but there's so much good music still being made. And it is a little harder to find, maybe, If you're not into pop music, then you might be struggling, right? Just like where is it? But it's there. It's there. And I also feel like music is an archive. And so if for some reason one year you're just like, I just don't like anything being made right now, that's okay. Go back in time like we are. But I still think there's so much good stuff being made now. I think, my social media feeds are just full of it because I keep, I find something, I like it, and then it, I'm recommended someone who has a similar style, and, and I think luckily for the first time in a long time, like, people can create expand their audience without having a record label, without having radio play, and, they can find their people in different ways, and that's cool. Okay. La 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 la. Let's keep moving. Gravity Eyelids. Oh, also, when we listen to Wedding Nails, we're all going to stand up, unless you're like sick or, can't stand. But if you can, we're going to stand up and stretch and move our bodies. This is a new commitment that I have now. I will not allow myself to sit still for more than an hour. It's bad. It feels bad. It's just maybe a product of getting older, but it just I don't like how it feels anymore. And I also know it's bad. So now I have the physical motivation to do it because of, wanting to feel good. And I encourage you to do it with me, and also hydrate or whatever, take care of your body. Okay. Next is Gravity Eyelids. Kind of a spooky choir. Maybe a Mellotron choir. Whoa. Oh!
Hear me out before I lose my mind. I've been waiting for hours.
God, what a voice.
Let the soul flow. Feel my coil
I love these drums. That bass. Bass just knows how to use space. He's a spacist.
Gravity eyelids.
It's nice how it's kind of bookended. Makes you feel like you've gone somewhere but nowhere at all. I have to talk about this interesting progression and the way he wrote the melody to go with it. Very cool. Listen. I can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't remember what the note is on this one, but so he's got this descending line, which feels very like appropriate for gravity eyelids. I don't know, like descension, and this chord, this is minor, and then this is, I don't know what to call this. It's just something, a pattern I've noticed that if you play like a minor chord and you keep the middle note, the third, the same, but you move the other two notes down a half step, you get this really interesting change between these chords. It doesn't sound natural whatsoever, but the fact that they have the same middle note keeps them connected, and so you can play with that. Sorry, but it sounds so different because here it's the minor third and here it's the major third. It's really dramatic. So that's then the progression, and he goes, and he goes up. I'm getting it wrong. Hang on. So it's that common tone. Gravity eyelids. How pretty. It sounds like there's some adenine something going on there. Maybe it's just a seven. And then he goes up to do the next rod. That's an amazing melody over some very weird chords. How do you do that? Is that it? Oh, God. Anyway, the other part though is like really like.
Give me a smile, please.
Oh yeah, that note. Okay, so he just got this like. I don't know why I was not expecting that note whatsoever, and it just felt so like warm and hopeful. And then he takes it away and sings its counterpart instead the next time.
Watch my breathing slow. Winding me up to getting so.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm just kind of being self-indulgent right now. I just wanted to figure out what's happening here. It's so strange. This is another like pattern that I would have never thought of in a million years until I started analyzing people's music and gone, oh my God, I love how that sounds. What is it? And it's this. You play chords that are separated by this bizarre interval called a tritone. And if you play them both major, it's guaranteed to sound amazing. It's not like the easiest progression to write over. Of course he does it. And he doesn't actually make this chord major, he just leaves it sort of open. That's why it sounds so like unusual, and that was so cool. I loved the like programmed drums, really subtle, really shrouded. Oh, so interesting. Yeah, that one's cool. Super talented people. Let's move on to wedding nails and do our stretching, okay? And for this, I'm going to make my camera wider just so you're not just looking at like my pants. Oh, you're also going to be seeing the top of my computer screen. That's fine. I'll let you see the top of my computer screen. It's okay. We've known each other a long time. So here we go. So instead of wedding bells, it's wedding nails. Ooh, guitar on the right. Woo! Ooh! Phrygian dominant. Ow. much room back here to be stretching. I'm trying. Half steps, half steps, half steps, half steps. Half steps, half steps. It's all half steps. Going down the stairs. This is a perfect yoga song. Okay, so there's some programmed drums going on. That's nice. I love the sound of like layered programmed drums with kit drums. It just sounds good. You have to have a really good drummer though who can play really, really accurately so it meshes, you know. Which they do. Just going full on jumping. Yet. I should get like little dumbbells that look like music notes. Just leave them on my desk. Yeah, this is perfect for a wedding. Oh God. Sounds like a film score. Maybe I'll just analyze a song like this. Stretch out my hamstrings. By the way, I've had this pillow upside down for years. So it looked like a tooth before because it was, but it's not supposed to be like that. So I hope I didn't completely screw up my entire body. All right, so this one had a lot of half steps. You probably knew that because I kept singing half step over and again. Sorry. C sharp. Was it that one? There was a really dissonant one at the end. But otherwise, this describes a scale that has a ton of beautiful half steps, which is Phrygian dominant. Here's one, then here's the next one, then here's the next one. And they're all in a row, and they all sound amazing when you go down. Sorry. Because every single one of those resolves down. So you get tension, resolution, tension, resolution, tension, resolution. That's so cool. Yeah, this is a banger. I love instrumentals so much. Maybe I should just make my desk a standing desk. I could do it. I think I unplugged the controls, but I can just plug them back in. Okay. All right. Good. I hope you all moved your body with me, hopefully more gracefully than I did. And we will move on to Prodigal. Okay. Excellent, Molly. Slide guitar.
I don't think that I belong around here. If I left the stage, would that be wrong? I tried to find myself a better way. I got religion, but I went astray. They took my money and I lost my faith. The rain keeps crawling down the glass.
Oh yeah, there's that Floyd influence.
The good times never seem to last. Close your eyes and let the thought I tried the capsule and I tried the smoke. I tried to aid escape like normal folk, but I never seem to get the joke. The rain keeps crawling down the glass. The good times never seem to last. Close your eyes and let the thought. Close your eyes and let it pass.
Ooh. Oh, nice. Oh my god, the drummer. Oh, I gotta remember what that was. 2:30. The guitar doing the melody.
Rain keeps crawling down the glass. The good times never seem to last.
That sound is a 1 and a 4 with 7 points. Beautiful. This suspension. Oh. Great guitar solos. Okay, that went really seamlessly into point 3, but we're not ready yet. Oh, this. I mean, I'm kind of a harmony junkie. Like, you know, if you watch me long enough, you know, like I could just only talk about chords. I love chords. Their chords are so incredible. Not only the chords they choose to stick next to the other ones, the progression is but also how they voice the individual chords. Because you can take a chord and be like, look, how do I want to voice this one? Nothing wrong with that. But you could also voice it like this. And you could also add more notes. Anyway, I love the way they choose to express things because it creates all this beautiful crunch. I was trying to figure out all the details of this last one, and I actually don't think I've gotten there yet. But so far I have D major and then that is a suspended chord, but it's also borrowed. It doesn't go in the same key as D, so it has that beautiful chromatic feeling. That sound. Sorry. Oh God, can you know? And then the next chord is, I think, a C chord, but it's got also some. It also had some kind of crunchiness in it that I haven't figured out yet. But oh my God. Okay, yeah, the drummer, so he did it twice actually. The first time was around 2:30. It's a really little thing, but I freaking love this stuff. He did this. Actually, let me just play it for you. I'm not sure if I can explain it, but it's something to do with what he does with this kick drum. He adds this one kick in, and it might be like, let's see. That's the wrong song. at 2:30. I'm sorry. Same key though. Okay. That. It's this rhythm that Deftones does. That Deftones do. Deftones does. Abe Cunningham does it a lot. Like, what's that song from Adrenaline? I'll be right with her in. I can never remember the names of the songs on Adrenaline, honestly. But I'll be right with her in. I can't remember what the word is. Oh. Something, yeah. I don't know what that is, but he does it in a song where like that's not happening at all, and suddenly he's just like, and he just get. It's like this. What is it? Internet people, what is that called? That really that. Something in my eye. Okay. I love that so much. Thank you for reminding me, Molly. Yeah, this was such a banger too. Big vocal harmonies, right? Oh yeah, this chord progression is gorgeous too. What is it? Same move. I gotta come up with a name for this. I mean, also internet people, do you know what the name of that is? Where you have a minor chord, you keep the third the same, you go down and you create a major chord. I don't know what it's called, but he does it here too. Here's the common tone. I don't think it's a hemiola because I don't think it's actually evenly spaced. It's not da 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 da. Right? But I see what you mean. So there's a chromatic line that they play with. And the guitar, or like a little bell sound, maybe it's guitar. Da da da. And then they do it with the guitar as well, little cascade. So pretty. I'm kind of forgetting the melodies now. No shade, just like I forgot. Like, okay. Cool effect on his voice there. Yeah, this guy is so comfortable with mode mixture. His melodies are so fantastic. They just like flow out over whatever chords. I mean, I bet you could give him any chord progression and he would be like, let me write a beautiful, amazing melody over it. No problem. Oh, right. This is the part that has that Floydian sound. Pink Floydian, I should say. A Pink Floydian slip. This is a 4/1, but 4/1 can sound a lot of different ways. It can sound very like churchy. It can sound like a pop song. It can sound like a punk song. It can sound like blues. It could also sound like this, which is when you voice them as seventh chords. So, which one? Okay, so it's F major 7 to C major 7. Isn't that pretty? If you are a Nine Inch Nails fan, which you probably are if you're watching my channel, the bridge of A Warm Place is just like that. Except he voices it more sparsely because it's Trent Reznor. And if you want to know more about that, I have a whole video on it called So Trent Reznor Does This Thing. Something like that. It's not quite that. Oh, it's like, let's see. No. There we go. Ugh. That's how Trent does it. But it's still the same. It's just more sparsely.
Times never seem to last.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Because again, I could talk about these songs forever. This is point 3. Bassline is fantastic. It's got that "Hey Man, nice shot" tone. I really like the way the drummer uses open hi-hats. He slips them in. But that was actually a little splash, but nice little rolls. Buzzes, is that what it's called? Strings. What an interesting... Okay, sorry. Drums. Oh, that synth reminds me of something. Maybe that Boston song? The Cars. They could nail like a Alice in Chains cover. Oh yeah. Time it was like a bell Insanely beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, before I forget, what struck me about this one was just the contrast between the bass, which was kind of doing this riff, right? Just staying in place while everything else moved around it, kind of orbited it. So you could call that maybe sort of like a pedal bass, just kind of doing. And but it, it had definition, right? It wasn't just like long notes. It had a lot of movement, and in my head it was like dots, doom, 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 doom. And then the drums, also have punch because they're drums. They can't really help it unless you take a mallet and you just like do this to the cymbals. But then everything else, except until the vocals came in, was just these like long like layers of like taffy just stretched across the whole thing. Strings, ebow, there's some other wrong song, sorry. Okay, so there's some synth action, right? So just like, yeah, really interesting. I mean, you could totally imagine a version of the song where it doesn't have the drums and it doesn't have the bass. It's just those layers, and it, it's full in terms of harmony, but then you get the like the other parts are kind of like they ground it all and they make it feel, I mean, it gives it a groove essentially, right? Propels it forward in a certain way. But it's just, yeah, it's a really interesting combination of feelings listening to that. It's like it's moving, but it's not, And then there's a sound, so I can find it. That little that reminds me so much. I think it's possibly from a song by The Cars. Is it Moving in Stereo? I'll have to ask my dad. He'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's some song where it has that. It sounds like the same thing, and it's from the 70s, and it's from a rock song, and it sounds like it's out of time. Like it's got some interval that's mathematically determined, but it's not like with the song. It's not like exactly 16th notes or something. It's got this own like, anyway, so that was very nostalgic somehow. A rotating Leslie speaker thing. Oh, okay. I don't know what any of that means. I think I've heard of a Leslie speaker, but I don't know what that is. Okay, but otherwise, the string arrangements were so beautiful. The beautiful vocals that came in. Oh yeah, and then the strumming guitar comes in, right, to sort of support what the strings are already doing, and the pads and everything. Gorgeous chords. I think. Okay, so see, this is what I mean by that. All that tasty, pleasing dissonance. So instead of just playing a D minor chord, there's definitely this note, which is a ninth, and maybe even a seventh. Right, so, and then the next one is like a C chord, and it also has a bunch of stuff in it. I think that's just a glorious add 9. Sorry, with a really loud, and then it goes. It's kind of a flat 6, but it's got so many other notes in it. Maybe. Oh, wait. I missed a chord. I started too late. Okay, so first it's just to add 9, and then they add, or maybe it's, why do I keep adding 11th? Maybe it's that too. And then they add a 7th next. And then they go down here. And then they either do, it might be a 4. So, this is why I gotta make a video about the 4 chord. Flat 6 chord and the 4 chord are best friends because they have so much in common. Maybe they're actually related. Why don't we just say that? Why they're siblings. So flat 6 has these notes, and minor 4 has. So they have these 2 notes in common. So you can substitute them in for each other so easily, even in the same song. You can be like, this time I'll do the flat 6, but the next time around I'll do the 4. It sounds really, really good. And then, yeah, there's this artist called Ixie, and she totally did that over and over again in her song Calling Me Back In. Anyway, and then, but sometimes I'll hear the flat 6 note that's inside of the 4 chord and think it's a flat 6. And this one's got so much happening that I'm not 100% sure which one it is. There's no bass to give me my answer. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's one or the other. It's gorgeous. Now listen, his melody is the same the whole time, right? Whatever, right? Isn't it? And then he's got this harmony on it. Thirds. Pretty, because then it's yeah, freaking beautiful. Okay, we have to keep moving. The creator has a master tape. There's a big fat tritone in there. that a gate? What do you call it with guitar? Tremolo? Nice phrasing. Oh, this is like broken guitars. I mean, like Nine Inch Nails broken guitars. That's crazy. What does that remind me of? Call on, call. Spin sugar, twist on. Oh. They like suspended chords too. Okay. This one is a little bit more angular in its harmony. It's not lush chords. It's riffs, and they're very chromatic, and they're definitely not meant to make you feel good. You know, there's so the bass riff is centered around this tritone. And before you go, oh, the song's in Locrian, we finally found a song in Locrian. Unfortunately, no, because there's a fifth too. Because he kept singing it. If you got a perfect fifth in the scale, like from 1 to 5, it's not Locrian. First I was excited, and then I was like, nope, it's not. It's okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Locrian is it's a forbidden mode. It's not forbidden. It's just hard to work with. It's hard to make stuff sound good because you are missing, like, remember my solar system analogy? If the home node is the sun, the 5 is Jupiter. It's kind of hard to have the solar system with that. It's like the yin to the yang. It's just like, you know, gives structure to everything. And so you don't have that. You have... Doesn't even sound like a scale, does it? It just sounds like a bunch of random notes in a row. We really love our perfect fifths. We just don't know it. And the reason we love perfect fifths probably is because of the harmonic series. That sounded like a teardrop. Wow, I'm all over the place. I haven't had any caffeine. I think I'm just excited. Sorry if my energy is stressful for you right now. That was very cool. The drummer was going off. You know, he was doing his thing. A couple moments that surprised me. There was that one part where they all in unison did some sort of rhythmic thing that I was not expecting. It was like, dun, 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 dun. I forget what it was now. I couldn't like repeat it back to you, but that was like playful almost. I mean, I know it was kind of dark, but it's playful. The creator has a mixtape and left it in a cap. I mean, come on. Okay, next is Heartattack in a Layby? Layby? A Layby. Sorry, I don't know what a lay-by is, so let me find out what that is. Is that some... It's a British thing. Okay, feel better now. An area at the side of a road where vehicles may pull off. A rest stop. Okay, we're back to very pretty.
I pull off the road.
Context clues.
East of Baldock and Ashford, feeling for myself in the light from the dashboard, hissing from the I just put a tape on, lighting up a smoke. I've got this feeling inside me, don't feel too good. If I close my eyes and fell asleep in this lay-by, would it all subside?
This is a song that was a piano.
The feet are pushing the day by, motor window wind. I could do with some fresh air, can't breathe too well.
Or like that in the background.
She decides she's gonna leave. She's waiting to wake up.
It's secretly a folk band.
She's sorry, and how much she missed me.
Come
She
on.
decides just murder me. I really she'd slow down. She perfect. She fight. I just need to lie down. She grows together. She grows together. She grows together.
I love it goes back there. I'm so relieved that Porcupine Tree knows how good the flat six chord is. Yeah. But look what they do. I love this. So they have the like sorry. So there it is. But then for the chorus, they go and do four. It's so sad. And then it goes back to flat six. I love that moment. I feel because you expect to go home and you don't. You're still on the lay-by. You can't leave. Stuck here. And then they'd give you this. I'm sorry. And they give you kind of this unresolved, like 5 feeling. They never give you the third ever. They're just like stuck. The harmonies were insanely beautiful. I've said that already, but that's the best word I can come up with at the moment. This whole thing at the end where he's going, she waits right for me, or is it?
Tell me she's sorry.
Wait.
How much she missed me. She I guess I
This part, yeah.
just murdered me. I really she'd slow down.
So intricate. There's there's a line that's descending and goes up. There's one that sometimes he goes, waits, like way up high. And then there's a counter melody, which is the da da da. That part. That's insane. So pretty. That's on the flat 6 chord there. Sorry. What key is it? No wonder that's so pretty. Oh. So you get the beautiful, the most tragic, I think, part of a minor scale is this moment here. It's between the third note and the second note. And it's a half step and it's so heartbreaking. So he hits that, and then instead of going home, he goes past it and goes to this note, this flat 7. So there's a lot of dissonance in that. I love that kind of melody. Man, gorgeous. No drums, just tragedy. Let's listen to Strip the Soul. This one is so different. It's so dry and punchy.
This is my home, this is my own. We don't like no strangers. Raise the kids good, beat the kids good, and tie them up. Spread it wide, my wife, my life. Push the camera deeper. I can use, I abuse my muse, I made them all.
development of that half-step line, this bridge. Oh, yeah. if they could ever be cheesy. They just have too much taste. Oh my gosh. That reminds me of another like classic 70s rock guitar solo, maybe 80s. Something from Aerosmith. Know how to put a song together. What? Where's there a cello there the whole time? Yes. Drag me into the underworld. Halftime. Yes. That slight hesitation on the downbeat is so perfect. It just feels like it's... Yes. The guitar tone is so rich here. It's so fiery. And he's all muffled. Cello, or maybe it's actually a double bass, I'm not sure, but that low string is so textured. It sounds so menacing down there, doesn't it? The perfect fifth. The interval of the universe. Wow, that was good. Okay, if I forget. Second verse. He was tracked in octaves.
Engraves in ways and clay underneath the floor.
So you got him doing the...
Getting out, I got faulty wiring.
And then he's also up here.
Get up now, but keep the ball.
Sounds good. I don't think he's done that in this album before. I would say a lot of the songs in Mixolydian, like this whole part. Which is also called rock major. Someone told me, or I saw a video where someone said that. I was like, that is it. That is so perfect. Rock major. Because it's got definitely, it's like a major scale, but it has the one sassy note. So that one. And that's all you need to cut off the roundness and softness and warmth from a major scale and give it some attitude. So he's doing that the whole time. But you still have all the other parts of the major scale. Then you have this half step. And then but then there's a section where, just for funsies, the guitar is doing a no, not it's doing some note that's not Mixolydian. It's like oh, that part, I gotta listen to this part again because I was really distracted by the drum beat. I exclaimed and I kind of covered up part of the transition, which is really shocking. Like like they just cut it off. Yeah, they just like chopped off the audio regions. They were just like, nope. And then it's super dry. That was very intense. And then it got kind of bluesy. See if I can find that part though with the half step. Oh yeah, this part. See, it's kind of got that psychedelic rock sound because of the Mixolydian. That part. Oh wait. Yeah, that is the note, yeah. But that's so Mixolydian. Well, I guess I could call that part Phrygian dominant. No, because it has a 6. I don't know. It's not a scale. It's just cool. And then it turned into a doom track. This whole last part. Oh yeah, the chorus, right, was in an interesting time signature. And at first I was like, oh, I think it's 5 or 7, and then I counted and I went, no, it's 6. And it's interesting. So 6 is technically also an odd time signature, but it doesn't have to necessarily feel like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like the way you would feel 6, 8 or 3, 4, like a waltzy feeling. If you play it more like a bar of 4 and then a bar of 2. So that's kind of how I felt the drummer was phrasing it, was like that. To me, but that's just my interpretation of it. But it just kind of, I was counting like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and so that will also give it a feeling like something is getting like chopped off or taken away, or it starts over before you expect. And so there's always this like feeling. Anyway, 6/4 is so cool. I'm a huge fan. Okay, let's go to the last song. We're definitely over time, but I felt it was necessary because this music is so good, and I can't wait to listen to the rest of their albums. I'm serious. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm going to do it on the channel. I might just do it like just for me. We'll see. There's so many artists, to listen to on the channel. All right. Collapse the Light into Earth. Wow. That's a beautiful title.
I won't shiver in the cold. I won't let the shadows take their toll. I won't cover my head in the dark.
This is 3/4. Let's see. Yeah, I can't imagine that anywhere else in the record than the end. Oh, nice. Yeah. Achingly beautiful. Really sad. Lovely. I can teach you the chords if you love this song and want to know how to play them. But first, I think I have to sneeze. Excuse me.
What do I do?
Sorry, autoplay is on, I guess. So with your right hand, you're going to play B, D, and F sharp. You play it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you're going to play C, E, G 6 times. Then you're going to play B, D, G 6 times. Then you're going to play A, D, G, so you can keep the pinky on the G 6 times, and then just move the pinky down to F sharp for another 6 times. That's a suspension. That's why it breaks your heart so much. And then it resolves. And on your left hand, play a B, then a C, then a G, then a D. Sorry, another D. Maybe go down an octave just to give it that. That's a beautiful example of good voice leading, where he's not moving, he's not jumping around the keyboard unnecessarily. Things are staying the same when they can and moving when they have to. So that way there's lines that you can sort of follow gracefully throughout the progression. And then the melody was so beautiful. There's some gorgeous vocal harmonies, very delicate, and like very honoring kind of arrangement as well, right? Really more minimal, no groove to it, no drums, right? Just sort of the persistence of that loss, Really pretty. Wow. Okay, well, I said this at the beginning, but I'm going to say it again. This might be one of the best bands in the world. And I hope if you're watching this and you haven't really listened to Porcupine Tree before, that you join me in listening to more of their music and just talking about them more, because they have it all, and it's so. And there's so many albums. I was reading about them on Wikipedia at one point and just going, oh my God, they had a good, decade of work out before this album, at least. Yeah, 1991, I guess, is kind of when it all began. And yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff out there. The song that I wore out after, maybe it was you, Apolemian, who suggested it on a live stream. Somebody did, Halo. And I was like, I cannot believe how good this song is. I've never heard this before. And I remember one time I was on a tarmac. The plane was like just not either taking too long to get to the gate or taking too long to leave. I forget. But I just played that song over and over and over again until we left. It was so good. Anyway, they're great. All right. Wonderful. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you're watching the replay on my channel and you want to be a part of these live streams live, check out my Patreon. And to those of you that were able to come today, thank you. And that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.